Boys Dynasty Podcast, the greatest podcast that you didn't want or ask for. And now introducing your hosts, Jake the Gluten-Free Karras and Peter Cheater Pigoo Hot Sizzle O'Donnell.
What's up, my homies? Welcome into the Moy Play. It's your boy, Jake the Gluten-Free Karras. I'm exhausted. I've tried 3 times to record this. My babies have woken up every time. Praying they stay asleep this time. Fam, let us get into a 2023 mock draft. I have created a mock draft on NFLMockDraftDatabase.com. Great website. If you guys ever find yourself over there, you can have fun, create your own mock drafts. Alright, so real quick, I'm just going to cover the offensive players because I want to go to sleep. Got Bryce Young, 101. The next offensive player off the board was C.J. Stroud to the Colts at 6. Quentin Johnson at 8 to the Panthers. Jordan Addison, 12 to the Texans. JSN, 14. Will Levis, 15. Anthony Richardson, 21 to the Manders. Then we had a little run of wide receivers go. I think that there's a decent chance that some of those borderline end of round 1, beginning of round 2 wide receivers get bumped up as receiver is in increasing position of need in the NFL. And those 3 teams are thirsty for some right there. Desperately thirsty for some wide receivers. I think there's a decent chance that there is a run of wide receivers there around this time in the NFL draft. I had Bijan falling all the way to 26. I don't think Jerry Jones would be able to resist a Bijan Robinson if he was somehow still there at 26 overall. I just didn't see a huge need for these teams above. Any of these teams above really that need a Bijan Robinson. The earliest would be the Falcons or the Panthers, and I just have a hard time seeing them going running back early. I feel like the Panthers just lived out that disaster, finally getting CMC off their team, who was eating up a ton of cap room. And I feel like the Falcons have so many other worries, and they're going to be picking so early that I think they'd have a hard time to get Bijan. But anything can happen. They can win some games, end up falling down this draft board, and Bijan may fall right into their lap. Michael Mayer, 27 to the Bengals. Bengals are kind of a fairly complete team. Their defense is solid. Their offense is great. What they're really missing is a tight end who can do something. Hayden Hurst is great and all, but if Mike Mayer is sitting there all the way down at 27, if he falls all that far, I could definitely see the Bengals taking him. The reason I didn't have him going earlier is, again, I just feel like there's bigger positions of need for these teams early. I think Tampa Bay could really use some help on the outside. Tennessee Titans could use some O-line help. Washington's desperate for a quarterback, have been for years. Yeah. Then I think the Kansas City Chiefs, personally, as a homer. This was a bit of a homer pick. Do I think they go Jahmyr Gibbs? No. I feel like they're more thirsty for a second edge rusher. And I just think they're more thirsty for defense. But I believe if you give a Kansas City offensive playmaker like Jahmyr Gibbs, then they're going to go nuts. My Lord, my other baby just woke up. We're going to finish this real fast and go take care of her. All right. Then going down, blah, blah, blah. I don't think anyone in the second round gets picked, so I won't cover my second round of this mock draft here. All right, we are going to show you now. Oops. The next part of this. If that is the case, how this will play out. I would have a hard time not taking Bijan 101, especially in a high-powered offense like the Cowboys, assuming that they would then deal Zeke. Then we've got Jahmyr Gibbs to the Chiefs. I couldn't pass up on him. There's absolutely no way I could pass up on him if the Chiefs took a running back in the first round, as talented as Gibbs is. Bryce Young, I like him, but I'm just such a homer. Which would leave Peter with an easy pick at 103, Bryce Young. Jordo is probably going CJ Stroud. Anthony Richardson falls to me at 105. Not falls, but I would probably reach and take him there because I like him. Even though the right pick would definitely be a Quentin Johnston. If Quentin Johnston goes in the top 10 of the NFL draft. Then JSN to myself. Michael Mayer to myself at 108. Jim's pretty thirsty for a quarterback. I think Will Levis to the Seahawks is a great spot. He'll be surrounded by elite weapons. And in a system that has proven that it can help quarterbacks elevate their game. Jordan Addison at 110. Addison, I believe, went to the Texans, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Addison went 12 overall to the Texans. And that would be how I see the first round shaking out. Now, who all cares about this little mock draft? It's pretty limited, to be honest. It's basically just me and Jordan and Jim, who really cares how the first round shakes out. Peter's definitely, is definitely maybe. I feel like Peter might be tempted to go Jahmyr Gibbs if I left him there at the 103 and took Bryce Young for myself. But then again, I don't think Peter would be looking to acquire. He'd need to acquire a quarterback somewhere. And I just don't think he would be able to do that. So that's what I got, guys. If you're watching, hope you enjoyed. Super short. This baby's really starting to stir. And she's sitting upright. Yep, I'm going to go take care of that. I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.